You don't have to be rich to retire well. You just have to know where to look. Across America, thousands of retirees are quietly trading high prices for high quality of life. And the secret isn't a lottery win or a magic pension. It's about finding those rare places where your money actually behaves itself, stretching far enough to cover comfort, healthcare, and a little joy on the side. Because let's be honest, between rising costs, housing headaches, and medical bills that act like they're training for the Olympics, retirement can feel more stressful than restful. But what if I told you there are still corners of America where $1,500 or $2,000 a month isn't a struggle? It's freedom. In today's video, Top 10 Cheapest Cities to Retire in America, where comfort meets affordability, we are revealing the U.S. destinations that prove you don't need a fortune to live well. Some of these spots might completely change how you picture your retirement years. Welcome to Restful Wealth, where smart retirees learn to live better for less. Watch till the end because your dream retirement might just be city number 1. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you believe retirement should be comfortable and affordable. Number 10. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. If you are the kind of retiree who believes peace of mind is worth more than palm trees, Sioux Falls, South Dakota might just surprise you. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, and it doesn't try to be. What it is comfortable, affordable, and quietly thriving in a way that makes you wonder why more people aren't talking about it. The median home price hovers around $310,000, and the cost of living is roughly 14% below the national average. That means your retirement dollars go further here, a lot further. Groceries, utilities, and healthcare costs are all below U.S. norms. And since South Dakota has no state income tax, your Social Security and retirement income stay right where they belong, in your pocket, not in the state's bank account. But what makes Sioux Falls stand out isn't just the math, it's the lifestyle. Locals call it a big small town where everyone seems to know someone, but you still have the amenities of a mid-sized city. The downtown area is clean, walkable, and lined with art installations and cozy cafes that feel more boutique Denver than Middle America. Outdoor lovers get 80 parks and over 30 miles of scenic bike trails hugging the Big Sioux River. And if healthcare is on your radar, and let's be honest, it should be, Sanford Health, one of the largest medical systems in the Midwest, calls Sioux Falls home. That means top-notch hospitals without the long waits or big city chaos. Of course, this isn't a tropical paradise, unless your idea of paradise includes 4 honest-to-goodness seasons and the occasional snow shovel workout. Winters can be cold, but the trade-off is crystal-clear air, low crime, and a sense of safety that's hard to find in bigger metros. There's something comforting about a place where neighbors actually look out for each other, and where rush hour is just a polite suggestion. So if you are looking for somewhere peaceful, practical, and genuinely livable, Sioux Falls delivers. It's the kind of city where retirement doesn't mean retreating. It means relaxing, reconnecting, and realizing you don't need oceanfront property to live well. Just a solid community, a good cup of coffee, and maybe a snow brush. Number 9. Madison, Wisconsin. If you have ever wished you could bottle the vibrancy of a college town and mix it with the calm of a lakeside retreat, Madison, Wisconsin is the place where that recipe comes to life. It's not just a university city. It's a university of life, where young minds, seasoned retirees, and everything in between share the same bike paths, coffee shops, and love for good cheese. The median home price sits around $370,000, and while that's slightly above our list's cheapest spots, the overall cost of living is still below the national average, especially when you factor in healthcare and utilities. Madison rewards smart money management with a surprisingly high quality of life. The city is home to top-tier hospitals like UW Health and SSM Health St. Mary's, both consistently ranked among the best in the Midwest. Which means you won't have to fly cross-country for good care. And yes, it's cold in the winter, but Madison has a way of making even the snow seem social. Picture retirees walking across frozen Lake Mendota for the Winter Festival, or sipping hot cocoa at the Dane County Farmers Market, the largest producer-only market in the U.S. This is a place where life doesn't shut down when temperatures drop. It simply adds another layer. Literally. What really makes Madison special is its balance. It's intellectual without being intimidating, energetic without being exhausting. The city is surrounded by two sparkling lakes, over 200 miles of bike trails, and a downtown that hums with life year-round. Whether you are into kayaking, art fairs, or just people watching over a good latte, there's always something to do that doesn't break the budget. Of course, property taxes here can make you raise an eyebrow. Wisconsin isn't shy about funding its public services. But what you get in return is clean streets, well-maintained parks, and a community that feels invested in itself. So if you want a retirement that's equal parts serenity and stimulation, Madison might just be your sweet spot. It's the kind of city where retirees stay curious, active, and occasionally have to explain to their grandkids that yes, jump around is still a thing, and yes, they still do it at football games. Number 8. Asheville, North Carolina. If retirement had a soundtrack, Asheville, North Carolina would probably be playing soft blues on a front porch while the mountains hum along in the background. It's a place where stress seems to evaporate somewhere between the misty ridges of the Blue Ridge Mountains and the aroma of freshly roasted coffee drifting down from Mountown Cafe. Asheville doesn't just offer a lifestyle, it offers a slower rhythm, one you can actually dance to. The median home price hovers around $400,000, which may sound like a stretch compared to some towns on this list. But Asheville balances it with lower utility costs, reasonable healthcare expenses, and a cost of living still below the national average when adjusted for quality of life. And that quality? It's top tier. The city is home to Mission Health System, one of the highest-rated hospitals in the Southeast, making it an appealing choice for retirees who want peace of mind without sacrificing scenic views. What sets Asheville apart, though, is its soul. The city has an undeniable creative streak. Art galleries tucked between barbecue joints, street performers who make you forget you are standing on a sidewalk, and an endless lineup of live music that somehow fits every mood. Retirees here don't fade quietly into the background. They join drum circles, volunteer at farmers' markets, and sip craft beer while talking philosophy. Of course, not everything is a postcard. Asheville's growing popularity means housing demand is rising, so you may want to start your home hunt sooner rather than later. And yes, there are a few more tourists than you might expect, especially in the fall when the mountains turn into a live watercolor painting. But if you can tolerate a few out-of-towners snapping selfies with the leaves, the trade-off is a town that feels alive year-round. So if your idea of retirement involves mountain air, creativity, and mornings that start with sunrise over rolling hills instead of traffic lights, Asheville might just be your happy place. It's where you come to slow down and somehow end up feeling more alive than ever. Number 7. Fayetteville, Arkansas. If you've been searching for a city that feels like home the minute you drive in, Fayetteville, Arkansas might just steal your heart, and maybe even your stress levels. Nestled in the Ozark Mountains, this college town-turned-retirement gem blends southern warmth, small-town friendliness, and just enough modern charm to keep things interesting. It's the kind of place where Friday night football still matters, neighbors still wave from their porches, and you'll find more smiles than traffic jams. The median home price sits around $280,000, roughly 20% below the national average, which already puts Fayetteville in a strong affordability zone. Pair that with a low cost of living and reasonable healthcare expenses, and your retirement budget suddenly starts to feel a lot less tight. And when you do need medical attention, you are covered. Washington Regional Medical Center and Mercy Hospital Northwest offer excellent healthcare, often without the long waits or big city costs. But Fayetteville isn't just affordable, it's alive. The University of Arkansas keeps the city buzzing with energy, culture, and innovation. Retirees often say it's like living in a small town with a youthful soul. There's live music on Dixon Street, peaceful trails in the botanical garden of the Ozarks, and more local restaurants than you will have time to try. You can spend your morning hiking along Lake Fayetteville, your afternoon browsing art galleries, and your evening enjoying dinner with friends, all without worrying about your wallet. Of course, every paradise has its quirks. Summers can be humid enough to make your iced tea sweat, and football season can turn even the calmest locals into diehard Razorback fans. But honestly, that's part of Fayetteville's charm. People here care deeply about their community, their teams, and their way of life. So if you are looking for a place where affordability meets authenticity, where the pace is relaxed but the community runs deep, Fayetteville checks every box. It's a city that proves you don't need ocean views or skyscrapers to live well. Just good people, good air, and a front porch with room for one more rocking chair. Number 6. Boise, Idaho. This city doesn't need to shout about its charm. It simply lives it. Nestled between the Rocky Mountains and the high desert, Boise offers the kind of calm, balanced lifestyle that feels less like downsizing and more like finally getting it right. The median home price hovers around $410,000, which might make you blink, but here's the catch. The cost of healthcare, utilities, and everyday essentials are notably lower than in most U.S. metros. Idaho also keeps property taxes modest and income taxes manageable, so what looks average on paper often feels surprisingly affordable in practice. And because crime rates here are well below the national average, you can actually enjoy those quiet evening strolls without clutching your phone like it's a security blanket. What retirees love most about Boise, though, isn't just the safety. It's the serenity. The city is consistently ranked among the cleanest and healthiest in America. With crisp air, wide-open skies, and a strong sense of community pride. The Boise River Greenbelt, a 25-mile stretch of trails, is the city's crown jewel, winding through parks, cafes, and scenic bridges. You'll see retirees biking, fishing, or just walking their dogs along the river, looking like they've hacked the code to stress-free living. Culturally, Boise is a pleasant surprise. It has a growing food and art scene, and the locals are friendly in that genuine, let me show you my favorite hiking spot kind of way. The pace is slower than big city living, but never dull. It's a place where you can find excitement without chaos. Now, in the spirit of honesty, winters can be a bit chilly and housing prices have edged up due to Boise's growing popularity. But with its low natural disaster risk, stable economy, and an unbeatable balance between nature and convenience, Boise earns its reputation as a quiet overachiever. So if you have ever dreamed of a retirement where your lungs, wallet, and spirit all breathe easier, Boise is ready to hand you the keys. We have made it halfway through the list, and if you are starting to realize that affordable doesn't have to mean out in the middle of nowhere, you are absolutely right. From peaceful mountain towns to vibrant college communities, these cities prove that a great retirement isn't about luxury, it's about balance. But hang on, because the next 5 spots take that balance to a whole new level. These are the places where retirees are quietly living their best lives, with smaller bills, bigger smiles, and a comfort level that will make you wonder why you didn't move sooner. If you are enjoying this countdown so far, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next video that could change how you plan your retirement. Number 5. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne doesn't make a lot of noise, and that's exactly why retirees love it. Tucked quietly in northeastern Indiana, this city has mastered the art of affordability without feeling cheap. It's clean, calm, and just the right size. Big enough to have everything you need, small enough that you will still bump into familiar faces at the farmer's market. Let's start with what makes Fort Wayne shine: the numbers. The cost of living is about 20% below the national average, and the median home price sits around $200,000. Yes, you heard that right. $200,000. That's the kind of price tag that makes retirees from coastal cities blink twice. You can actually own a comfortable home here without spending your life savings, and still have enough left over for the fun stuff, like travel, hobbies, or spoiling the grandkids. But affordability is only part of Fort Wayne's charm. The city has been quietly reinventing itself over the last decade, turning its downtown into a welcoming blend of modern living and Midwest hospitality. There are art galleries, cozy cafes, riverfront trails, and more than 80 well-kept parks, because Fort Wayne believes in fresh air as much as fresh starts. If you love green space, you'll fit right in. The River Greenway Trail, stretching over 25 miles, is a favorite among retirees who prefer walking shoes to rocking chairs. Healthcare here is also a strong suit, with Parkview Health and Lutheran Hospital providing top-notch medical care without the intimidating hospital bills found elsewhere. And because the community skews friendly and tight-knit, it's easy to settle in. People here still hold doors, wave in traffic, and check in on their neighbors. Now, it's not all picture perfect. Winters can be a bit brisk, meaning pack your coat, and nightlife is more local band and coffee house than Broadway and martinis. But that's the point. Fort Wayne isn't about flash, it's about fit. If you have been dreaming of a city where your dollars stretch and your smile does too, Fort Wayne quietly delivers. It's proof that sometimes the best retirement spots aren't on the coasts or in the headlines. They are right in the heart of the Midwest, waiting for you to discover them. Number 4. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you still picture Pittsburgh as a smoky steel town with factory skylines and gritty streets, it's time to update that mental image. These days, the only thing industrial about Pittsburgh is its innovation. The city has completely reinvented itself, trading steel mills for tech hubs and pollution for parks and public art. For retirees, it's become one of the most surprisingly comfortable and affordable big cities in America. Let's start with what makes Pittsburgh shine financially. The median home price sits around $240,000, and the cost of living is roughly 13% below the national average. That's rare for a metro with this much culture, history, and access to world-class healthcare. And speaking of healthcare, Pittsburgh's UPMC medical system is consistently ranked among the best in the nation. It's a major draw for retirees who want top-notch care without moving to an expensive coastal city. Add in the fact that Pennsylvania doesn't tax Social Security or retirement income, and suddenly this city starts looking like a financial win-win. But numbers aside, what makes Pittsburgh so lovable is its personality. It's the kind of city that feels both urban and neighborly. There's an undeniable charm in its distinct neighborhoods, 90 of them to be exact, each with its own flavor. You can grab a pierogi in Polish Hill, stroll along the waterfront in the Strip District, or sip coffee in Shadyside, all within a single afternoon. And thanks to its hilly layout and scenic bridges, every view here looks like it's been filtered for Instagram. No app required. Now let's be honest, winters can be gray, and navigating the hills in snow might feel like a mild workout plan you didn't sign up for. But Pittsburgh makes up for it with friendly people, low crime, and a steady pace that feels grounded. You are surrounded by culture, from the Carnegie Museums and Symphony Orchestra to a thriving sports scene that's practically a religion. In the end, Pittsburgh proves that retirement comfort doesn't have to come with palm trees or ocean views. Sometimes it comes with rolling hills, good neighbors, and the sweet satisfaction of knowing your dollar and your peace of mind goes further than you ever expected. Number 3. Cedar City, Utah. If you have ever dreamed of waking up to crisp mountain air, bright blue skies, and the smell of pine trees instead of car exhaust, then Cedar City, Utah might be calling your name, softly, like a breeze off the red cliffs. This is the kind of place that proves retirement doesn't have to mean slowing down. It can mean breathing easier. Literally. Nestled in the high desert of southern Utah, Cedar City delivers everything retirees secretly hope for but rarely find all in one package. Low crime, clean air, a mountain backdrop, and mild seasons. The median home price is around $350,000, a fair deal considering the scenery outside your window could easily be a National Geographic cover. And the best part? You are within a short drive of Zion and Bryce Canyon National Parks, two of the most stunning natural wonders in the U.S. For retirees who prefer hiking boots over golf carts, this is paradise with a zip code. But Cedar City isn't just about the great outdoors, it's also known as Festival City. Locals here find a reason to celebrate just about everything. Film, music, art, Shakespeare, you name it. The Utah Shakespeare Festival, held right in town, draws visitors from across the country, turning the city into a cultural hub that keeps life interesting without the big city chaos. Practical perks? Check. Affordable healthcare through Intermountain Cedar City Hospital, friendly small-town service, and a tight-knit community where people still wave at each other in traffic. and actually mean it. It's peaceful but not sleepy, safe but not dull, and remote enough to feel private, yet connected enough that you'll never feel isolated. Now, to keep things honest, Cedar City isn't for everyone. If you are craving ocean views, nightlife, or 4 shopping malls within a mile radius, this might feel too quiet. Winters can bring some snow, but it's the light, postcard kind. The kind you don't mind watching fall while sipping coffee in your Mountain View kitchen. Cedar City is where simplicity feels luxurious. It's the kind of place that turns ordinary days into mini getaways, where every sunset feels like a reward for living smart. They call it Festival City, but let's be real. Retirees here are celebrating something even better. A comfortable, affordable life that finally feels like their own. Number 2, Greenville, South Carolina. If Charleston and Asheville ever had a baby who inherited Charleston's charm and Asheville's mountain views, but somehow grew up with a sense of financial responsibility, it would be Greenville, South Carolina. This city has quietly climbed the charts of America's most desirable retirement spots, and once you see it, you will understand why. It's not loud, it's not showy, it's just right. The median home price sits around $320,000, comfortably below the national average, and the cost of living is about 10% lower than in most U.S. cities. Combine that with low property taxes, no tax on Social Security benefits, and excellent health care through Prisma Health, and you have got a retirement destination that checks both the comfort and common sense boxes. It's the kind of city where your money doesn't just stretch, it actually enjoys the ride. But Greenville's real magic is in its lifestyle. The downtown area looks like it was designed by someone who understands the joy of slow mornings. Main Street is walkable, tree-lined, and bursting with art galleries, cafes, and restaurants, many with outdoor seating perfect for people watching or a lazy lunch. Balls Park on the Reedy, with its iconic suspension bridge over cascading waterfalls, could easily pass for a scene in a travel magazine. Retirees here don't retreat, they recharge. And then there's the weather. Gentle winters, warm summers, and enough sunshine to keep your vitamin D levels happy. You can stroll, golf, garden, or sip sweet tea on your porch nearly year-round. The city also boasts miles of walking and biking trails, so if you are aiming for that healthy retiree glow, Greenville makes it easy to earn. Now, a fair warning, Greenville's secret is getting out. More retirees from high-cost states like New York and California are heading here, which means housing demand is rising. But even with that, Greenville remains one of the most affordable and balanced mid-sized cities in the South. In short, Greenville offers all the Southern charm, minus the sticker shock. It's clean, safe, social, and just plain delightful. This is where retirement feels like a reward, not a compromise. And let's be honest, if comfort had an address, it might just have a Greenville zip code. Number 1, Knoxville, Tennessee. Every once in a while, you come across a city that feels like it was designed with retirees in mind, without actually trying too hard. That's Knoxville, Tennessee. It doesn't brag, it doesn't sparkle, but somehow it nails that perfect mix of beauty, comfort, and affordability that most retirees spend years searching for. Think mountain views, low taxes, friendly faces, and just the right amount of Southern charm to make every day feel a little warmer. Literally and figuratively. Let's talk numbers, because Knoxville knows how to make your budget smile. The median home price is around $290,000, and the cost of living index sits at roughly 85, which is well below the national average. Add in no state income tax and a modest property tax rate, and you have got a city that quietly whispers, "Go ahead, retire early, you've earned it." Everyday costs like groceries, gas, and healthcare are refreshingly reasonable, which means your Social Security check can actually stretch without feeling like it's being pulled on a medieval rack. Geographically, Knoxville is a dream. Nestled just 45 minutes from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, it offers some of the most scenic drives, hikes, and weekend getaways in the entire country. You can spend your mornings watching the mist roll off the mountains, and your afternoons strolling through Market Square downtown, where live music, farmers markets, and friendly locals make you feel like part of the family. Healthcare? Knoxville checks that box too. The University of Tennessee Medical Center and Fort Sanders Regional are both top-tier facilities that provide excellent care without big city costs or wait times. Add in a strong sense of community, where neighbors still wave and local diners remember your name, and you start to see why Knoxville keeps popping up on every best places to retire list worth reading. Now, a few honest notes. Summers can get humid, and if you are allergic to college football pride, you might need earplugs come game day. But these are small trade-offs for a place that offers so much value and peace of mind. Knoxville hits that rare retirement sweet spot: mountain views, small city comfort, and money left over for fun. It's not just affordable, it's livable. And that's what makes it the perfect number one on our list. Because in Knoxville, retirement doesn't feel like the end of something. It feels like the start of everything. And there you have it, our top 10 cheapest cities to retire in America, where comfort meets affordability. As you can see, affordability doesn't have to mean sacrifice. These 10 cities prove that you can live comfortably, stay active, and truly enjoy your retirement without draining your savings or giving up on the things you love. The real question now is, which one feels like your version of comfort? Whether it's mountain views, small-town charm, or city conveniences without the chaos, there's a place on this list that fits your lifestyle and your budget. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, hit subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss more tips and insights from Restful Wealth, your guide to living well on less and retiring smart. Tell us in the comments, which of these cities would you love to retire in and why? Until next time, live simply, dream big, and don't forget the sunscreen.